It's the most smuggled stretch of water in the world. Well guys, what a nightmare already.
¿Cuál es la puerta?
Petrol station, Ham. It's a bit unusual, what's going on there? Okay, boarding the boat now. Good morning guys from a sunny Chiclana de la Frontera. Very ambitious plans for today. Don't know if it's gonna all go to plan. In fact, I do know. I know it's not gonna go to plan. But I suppose that's all the better content for you guys. Although I don't know, maybe there's the 1 in 100 chance that things are gonna go to plan. I'm not gonna end up sleeping in some bus station or port, but we'll see. So guys, today's plan is to get to Africa. So yeah, I said it was ambitious. Gonna try and cross the Strait of Gibraltar into northern Africa to the Moroccan city of Tangier. Is it gonna work out? Like I say, probably not. I mean, I think I'll get there, but is it all gonna go smoothly? Probably not. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Gonna start getting the bus and I'm gonna try and get my thumb out, hitchhike. Another beautiful morning, I tell you what. All of the mornings that we've been in Spain have been beautiful, with no exception at all. There's not been one morning we've woken up and it's not been like this. Afternoon and evening, a different story. The clouds do often blow over later on, although not always. So basically Africa isn't so far. It's just 100 kilometers in this direction south, but yeah, obviously it's not as easy as for a bird. We need to get to the port. Port's got a quite bad reputation. Algeciras. Somebody got stabbed to death there actually last week, unfortunately. I think it's got a bit of a dodgy reputation, with it being the kind of port, the first entrance into Europe from the African continent. So yeah, hopefully we'll get there and get through onto the boat before night time. We've got about 9 hours until night time. I don't know if hitchhiking's gonna work so well. So one more thing, why hitchhike? The bus is only 11 euros to the Med, where we can get the boat over. It's, you know, easy enough, cheap enough. Why hitchhike this 100 kilometers down to the Strait of Gibraltar, you might be saying? Well, music playing out of nowhere. That's a good sign. Turkish music just started playing randomly. Mehmet Erdem Hara. Weird. Good song, but weird how it plays randomly. So yeah, I've hitchhiked quite a bit before, and it's always an interesting way to get about. You always meet some pretty cool people. I think it takes a certain type of person to stop and pick up a hitchhiker. It's taking a bit of a gamble. You don't know this person, so they're normally interesting people, and they're often people who have travelled and hitchhiked themselves. So it's an interesting way to meet people, good way to practice language. I've hitchhiked in some crazy places before. Out of Chelyabinsk once, the hometown of Roman No Effers, the YouTuber. I hitchhiked out of his town on the border with Siberia over to Kazakhstan back in 2018, 4 years ago. And yeah, that went okay. So what can go wrong in Spain, he says. And also guys, I'm at the stage in life where I don't think it's going to be so publicly acceptable to hitchhike much longer. A hitchhiker in their 20s, like me, I'm almost 28. It's fun, it's kind of like a naive traveller. You can get picked up, normally you can get picked up a bit easier. People trust you more. It's like, oh, it's just a budget young guy trying to see a bit of Europe. A hitchhiker in their 30s, psychopath. It's he's a murderer. He's escaping the scene of the crime. It's like, why is this guy in his 30s hitchhiking? Like, it becomes a lot weirder, you know. I think it's a lot harder to get picked up the older you look. Starting to get into American Netflix series territory, I think. Make the most of it while I still can, before I get labelled a psychopath.
I have no idea.
Telah pembeli terbu. On the bus now, we're going to a place where I can hitchhike. Well guys, what a nightmare already. What an absolute nightmare. So I've got so many things on me in my pockets, and I was filming on the bus, and basically I didn't realise we stopped and it was our station, our bus stop. So I got off the bus in quite a rush, and I basically left my camera on the bus. Noticed straight away. I thought, oh thank God, I'll, like literally 30 seconds after leaving the bus I noticed, and I went back to the bus and it had already left. So yeah, blind panic, especially when you lose your camera. Not just the value of the camera, but also my SD cards inside. Luckily I went to the ticket office next to the bus stop, and the lady that found the driver, he picked it up, but he was going like 15-20 kilometers away. So yeah, it took an hour to get the camera back, but I don't really care about the time. The most important thing is getting the camera back. I can't believe how many places I've been to, how many buses I've been on, how many places I've filmed in, and I'm still making such schoolboy errors, such rookie errors. Wow, what a nightmare. So yeah, I'm a bit behind schedule. I'm gonna jump on the tram now to the final stop, Baldwin Bankrupt style, going to the final stop on the metro, and then from there hopefully I'll be able to get to the road where I can hopefully hitchhike out of this town. I asked the lady if the people are genuinely honest. She said, yeah, it's Andalusia, people are honest, people are friendly. So yeah, thank God nobody stole it, and thank God the driver found it in the end, because if I lost the camera I'd probably abandon the whole trip. So wow, oh. Thank you the people of Andalusia for being so honest. We consider other parts of Spain, like Barcelona, notorious for theft of gadgets, wallets, especially on transport, pickpocketing. So yeah, all credit to the Andalusians. They're an honest bunch. So this tram here is free. It's an initiative from the central government in Spain to get people using the public transport more. You can buy this ticket for €10, and this gives you unlimited travel on any train or tram on a city network. Anybody coming to Spain, I'd recommend getting one, even if you want to use it like 4 times, because a single is like €2. So even if you're not sure how many times you're going to use it, for €10 you get unlimited travel for the full year as well. So even if you go back home and you come back, say in October time, you can still use it on the same system. And that's activated now, and then when you get off you've got to tap it again. So, finally made it to the final kind of metro or tram station. Not much here, but the main road down to Tarifa start somewhere around here, and I'm not too sure where I'm going, to be honest. Should be somewhere down here, I think. So yeah, I'm a bit behind schedule. I was hoping to be already there by 10, starting to hitchhike. It's now 12, so yeah, not an ideal situation. Why don't they have bloody... the paths just stop in the middle of nowhere in Spain? Either that or I'm just walking absolutely incorrectly through places where people shouldn't be walking. So yeah, race against time now, guys. There's 2 ports I can get over from. I was hoping to get to Algeciras because it's the cheapest port and it's probably the most interesting port. But if not, then Tarifa is actually on the way. So Tarifa's not as far. And if I can't get all the way to Algeciras, then I'm going to have to pay a bit more and sail over this evening from Tarifa. Found some strange little tent here. Looks like a Communist Workers' Party tent. What does it say? Fight Museum. We are not slaves, it says. And there's people living inside. If I had more time, I'd maybe pop my head in and see who's in there. So I looked at my map and I saw a supermarket. I thought, fantastic, I don't have any water, buy some water. But it turns out it's just a bulk buying supermarket. And I think you need like a permit to go inside, and you just... So yeah, for me, unfortunately, I don't quite want 1,000 litres or 1,000 bottles of water. The most important thing is that somebody picks me up. I'm a bit nervous. I feel like a high school girl, a little bit overweight, going to the prom, hoping that somebody goes for me. Somebody will go to the prom with me. So you can really see this guy's priorities, eh? He doesn't have water, but he's brought himself a flask of coffee, and he's brought himself a bottle of wine, because alcohol is not so easy to come about in Morocco and it's a lot more expensive. So yeah guys, making all the mistakes today. No water, but at least I've got the 2 things which, when you are thirsty and starting to get a bit dehydrated, I've got the 2 things, the 2 liquids, probably the only 2 liquids in the world which will make your dehydration worse. Coffee and alcohol. Wow, making all the schoolboy errors today. Anyway, let's get on to the motorway. Trying to get across here somehow. Oh, in no man's land. Good job we got the boots on today. So I'm going to try here, get picked up. Right next to the sign saying people shouldn't stand here. Although I assume that's after this point. So I assume if I stand here, I imagine if I stand here, next to the point, then it should be okay. Not so much traffic coming down here, unfortunately. Would be a lot more chance, I think, on the actual motorway down there, but I don't want to. Fine. Good thing about this point is it's the only road going to the port, so there's not many stops between here and the ports. So if I do flag somebody down here, then they're probably going to take me all the way to the port, or at least Tarifa. Although nobody's bloody turning down here. They're all going down this road, but this road is just like a supply road, so it's very unlikely that a car going down there would be going to Algeciras. And believe it or not, the easiest place I've actually hitchhiked was in Russia. So you'd maybe expect people there aren't so open to strangers and they probably wouldn't pick you up, but actually, no, in Russia, straight away, trucks. If you get into a truck, you're laughing because they can then radio through to another truck. Normally, trucks won't just leave you at the side of the road, they'll radio through to somebody else. My worst experience hitchhiking was on the Bulgaria-Greece border. Everybody was on edge, nobody wanted to pick me up. Yeah, after borders, nobody wants to pick you up because they think you're an illegal immigrant. Come on, somebody. Oh, there's police. Shit, better take away. Police just came past. Better stand this side of the no walking sign. They're quite precise in Spain, quite strict on kind of laws and rules.
Call me Iker.
Call me Iker.
Yeah. Started 2 months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was lucky I was picked up, and now we're going to a place down the coast. So very, very lucky. Okay. And I found another YouTuber.
Hi.
So where are you going today?
I'm photographer too. I need to take some pictures from a house.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you're going to Barbata?
Yeah, I'm going to Barbata now.
Barbata. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, massive thanks to these guys for stopping and picking me up. Because I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone, so I've got a ride on the hitchhiking, and also I've got 2 new subscribers on YouTube. What do you say?
Sara, nosotros no conozco.
¿Cuál es la puerta mejor? ¿Tarifa o Algeciras para cruzar? Tangier, sí.
Algeciras es más barato. No, perdón.
Más barato.
Tarifa.
¿Más barato?
Sí.
Creo que Algeciras es más barato.
Sale de donde salen más viajes, es en Algeciras. O sea, lo que pasa a los 5 minutos.
Pero también aquí en Tarifa, ¿no sabes?
También en el puerto. He visto ahí los había, no sé si sigue funcionando, un negocio. Vaya bien, que haya suerte.
Suerte.
Buen viaje.
Adios.
Ciao.
Ciao, bye bye.
Ciao.
Adios.
Ciao.
До побачення. Україно. До побачення.
Do побачення.
Adios. До побачення.
Do побачення.
До побачення. Adios.
До побачення.
Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.
Sí. No quiero olvidarlos.
No.
África sin teléfono, sin... es mala.
Malo.
Yeah, hasta luego. Gracias. Wow, I was lucky there. Even they said I was so lucky because he said nobody's going to pick you up from that place. He said he just picked me up because he thought, like, if he doesn't, then like it's such a bad place for hitchhiking. He said, like right on the turn to a roundabout. He said nobody's going to stop before the motorway and block the lane. Back there, it was a motorway. This road was a motorway. Now it's going to be a lot easier because now it's just a single carriageway. So yeah, wow, very friendly people. Iker was from Mexico. He's also got a blog. But I said to them, I'm hitchhiking to Africa. They were like, whoa. I said, where are you going? Maybe expect me to say this place here or the here. I said, I'm going to Africa. Okay, gonna try and find some water here. Seems to be a little shop. Hopefully there's a tienda. Oh, cool, there's a tienda as well. So we're now just outside Bejar de la Frontera, which is up here. We were here also a few days ago. Very, very beautiful city. If you find yourself in the Cadiz region of Andalusia, definitely take a visit to Bejar. I don't have time today, of course, to go up there again. Hola. Gracias. Hasta luego.
Buenas.
So, time for lunch. Brought some bread with me, what we bought yesterday, and I was trying to find the cheapest thing to put inside it just to avoid having to eat bread by itself. I found some, I don't know, some terrible quality meat, some kind of ham, and I'm actually making the most of the pork because there's not a cat in hell's chance I'm going to find any pork over the border, over the water in Africa, in Morocco, as it's 99% Sunni Muslim inhabited, but yeah, almost certainly no pork. They've got a typical hitchhiker's lunch, bit of bread and a bit of petrol station ham. All washed down with some petrol station water. What dreams are made of. All eaten, of course, al fresco. Travel life hack for Western Europe in particular, where there's expensive coffee. Buy a cheap flask like this. You can make a full, this is like 2 cups of coffee. Cost probably, what, 8p to make. And yeah, you can save a fortune in Western Europe, especially in England, for example. It's like £3 a coffee everywhere you go. Spain is not too bad. You can get a coffee for like €1.20 in a lot of places, but still, you know, it adds up. If it's like Albania or Ukraine, there's no point, because you can just buy a coffee in any petrol station for like 40p. Probably not worth it, but definitely in expensive countries. Where does it even come out? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's strong. So, onward we go. Had some lunch. Trying to get now at least to Tarifa. Hopefully straight through to Algeciras. But we'll see. Maybe just as far as the next petrol station, even. A beautiful day here. And I've said it before, this temperature is just perfect for travelling. About 17 degrees. Sunny but not too strong. And it's not too hot and like, I don't know. Beautiful temperature for travelling. Time to get the thumb out again. See if it works. It's a lot better place here, so the cars have place to stop, and they also have time to see me, assess me, see if I pass the psychopath test. Oh, it's turning off. Oh, not for me. Might even be an international truck. Might take me all the way to Africa. It's been about 5 minutes. Nobody's stopping just yet. Last time took about 20 minutes, so I'm expecting about the same. Saying that, no, I was lucky. I'm probably expecting a bit more. I think up to an hour. I've just seen, guys, my first Moroccan number plate on a car. That would be perfect now if a Moroccan car picked me up, going all the way into Morocco. I'd probably get a free boat ride as well, because you pay for the car and not for the person. So that would be unbelievable. But it's a very, very long shot. I was once picked up by a couple of Moroccans in France, near Toulouse. And they were maniacs. They were driving like 200 kilometers an hour. There's an ambulance. Maybe they'll pick me up. Saying that if they picked me up, I would be in trouble. Maybe the best thing to do hitchhiking is actually to stand in the most dangerous places, so people feel like, if I don't pick this guy up, he's gonna, something bad's gonna happen. Nah, I'm joking. It's just a waiting game. It's not so common in Spain, I've heard, hitchhiking. In France, it's very common. France, literally 5 minutes all the time. In Spain, it's a bit like England. It's not so common. Wow, I thought they were beeping at me. Oh, my lucky day. Oh, maybe a little driver's going to pick me up. Oh, I could have drove them. It's always funny thinking what could pick you up. A motorbike, a learner driver, a tractor, a truck, a Lamborghini. I should be so lucky. Oh, this guy stopped. It's very hard to turn on the camera in time when somebody stops because you're rushing to get to the car, you don't want to waste the time. So yeah, somebody stopped, but he's going the wrong direction. An old guy, bless him. But yeah, anyway, it's a good sign that at least somebody stopped. Okay, I'm going to move on. I've realised my problem is that most cars here are turning off into the local town. So I need to get past this junction where probably 90% of the traffic is then going on to Tarifa. Whereas here probably only 30% is going on to Tarifa. I'm walking now. Someone beeped to me, don't know why. Oh! Might be being too hasty actually. We've got the degustación de vino. Wine tasting. Whoa, whoa. Might have to find a hotel here for the night. Almost there now at the point where I need to be. There's a bike here. I can always take the bike. Cycled on to Africa. Or failing that. Oh, some scary dogs. Failing that, the buggy. Don't have a clue what that is there. But there's a big guard dog protecting it, that's for sure. Nature reserve on the way. Got the rocks on this side of Vejer, and on this side a bird spotting point. And we can see here on the map we're in the very south of Europe, and Africa's only here. And we just need to cross this very, very small bit of water here and get to here. So as the bird flies, it's only about 70 kilometers now to Africa. Very close. In a car, if you could drive there straight, it would take about 45 minutes. And I'm going to be lucky if I make it even today. A nighttime crossing of the Med is looking more and more likely. I'm not awfully keen on that, of course. I'm not awfully keen on crossing one of the most trafficked stretches of water, both in terms of human trafficking and narco trafficking at night time. But it is what it is. So this is the main road now, is going to Tarifa and Algeciras. Both of these towns have ports crossing into Africa. Ideally we're going to go to Algeciras, but also Tarifa would do today. Found the new place here on the main road to Tarifa. It's got a big hard shoulder for cars to stop on, and it's got a barrier also which I can sit on and also jump behind in the case of an emergency. Let's give this a go. It's quite relaxing actually when the road's quiet and the view's beautiful. It's like fishing, but for cars. I mean, this should be a perfect spot because the next two destinations are the two ports I need. One of these two ports, either Tarifa or Algeciras. But I've been waiting here about half an hour, nothing. But a guy did come past and he pointed like this, as in go a bit forward. And I've just noticed this sign here saying there's like a service station 150 meters away. So I'm going to walk along this wall because it's actually the most solid surface here apart from the road, and I'm going to try and find this service station. This is not logical at all. This path goes to nowhere. I'm going to jump this fence, I think. Weird. Anyway, we've got to jump it, we've got to jump it. Weird place to put a fence. Literally wedges this door in. That's a window. And yeah, the path's totally just abandoned. It was a path, you can see, but no El Gordo like me is going to fit through there. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, I'm going to try here. Worse. Actually, I'm going to get a Coke, I think, first. Charge the device and then I'll continue. Oh, it's closed, no way. You can see here a beautiful view of the city, or the town. Oh, it's closed. Siesta. What a shame. Anyway, I got water. Time to get the thumb out again. Somebody please pick me up before my camera dies. It's worst places to be stuck. Things are getting a bit, not desperate just yet, but not looking fantastic. Yeah, it seems pretty tough actually in this part of Spain to get picked up. A lot of foreign cars. Probably a bit wary of picking up fellow foreign people. Maybe, I don't know. And I would like to get to Africa before it gets dark. I wouldn't really fancy arriving into a totally different culture, into God knows where this port is. It's quite a distance from the city in the middle of night. So I'm gonna hold 10 euros in my hand with under the thumb, as in like an incentive. So yeah, 10 euros for the petrol. So see if I can bribe somebody with petrol money to pick me up. I don't know. So okay, let's give it a go. Got my 10 euros here between my fingers. Got my thumb up. They can see the money. Oh, this guy looks a bit longer. Normally they just blank me, but this guy saw the money. That's a bit unusual. What's going on there? Still carrying on though. Might work, I don't know. I'll give it 20 minutes. I'll come back to you in 20. Don't seem to be working, unfortunately. Seems like in Spain corruption is not the way forward. You can't bribe your way to a free ride in Spain. I can see. She was British, you can tell, because she said, oh, sorry. She put her hand up saying, sorry, I don't want to pick you up. It's a very British thing to do. We say sorry for everything. Sorry that you're trying to stop me in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, last resort. Put on some shorter shorts, some heels, a bit of lipstick, and try and get picked up that way. I'll do a David Thomas off of Little Britain. No one wants to 10 euros. Interesting to try this in Morocco. I reckon if I do this in Morocco, it would work straight away. I think generally hitchhiking would be easier in Morocco. I think sometimes the more developed the country, the less trust people have in strangers. The more individualistic people are. Not saying that's the case in Spain necessarily. So guys, yeah, some terrible luck. Either terrible luck or terrible hitchhiking skill, I don't know. Plan now is to give it another 2 hours of trying. I'm not going to give up so easily. Hopefully someone's going to pick me up and take me to Tarifa. There I can either jump in a hostel overnight and go first thing in the morning, or I can take a night boat over to Morocco. If it gets to 6 and nothing comes, I'm going to have to retreat back a little bit, but I don't plan on giving up that easily either. Hopefully then try and get a blah car or a bus. So a tactical retreat it will be. Oh, still no luck. I tell you what guys, sometimes Europe, or Western Europe, and its official kind of formal rules can be a bit annoying. So I've seen a few buses go past actually. And I've got money, I'll pay happily. If coaches, I could see 3 places on the bus. And I wasn't even hitchhiking. I literally tried to flag them down, saying, look, literally I've got money, I want to jump on the bus. But obviously, oh, there's another one here. Let's see if it works, this one. Nah, no chance. If many other countries, almost all of Eastern Europe, definitely Turkey, you can do that anytime. So you know when you're hitchhiking or you're stuck somewhere, you can always flag down any bus. And it's not official, of course. They'll charge you whatever they want, normally 10, 15 euros. It goes in the pocket. Fair play to them. It's they say, oh, it's for a cup of tea when we get a cup of tea and a bit of food when we get in. In Europe, it's not allowed. Buses can't stop anywhere. Buses can't just pick people up randomly. If it's not at the actual stop, there's not a cat and else chance. Drivers can't take backhanders just to let you on, or even let you on for free. And it's quite annoying because 3 buses now have gone past. I'm sure they're going to Tarifa. I've got money. No, they can't stop. It's not an official stop. You've not booked the ticket online. You've not bloody given them your phone number, your document number. Yeah, sometimes life's so much easier in Eastern Europe actually. Like in Turkey, they literally, I could be stood here now in Turkey and buses would stop next to me. Oh, Bretan, come on. Well, no, Bretan, that's not Turkish, but Habibi, Habibi, come on, come on. No, not the case in Spain. Anyway, I'm close to giving up. Not giving up, but taking a tactical retreat and trying to somehow go backwards to go forwards.
One step forward and two steps back. Nobody gets too far like that. One step.
What a shame. This is the first time I've ever had to walk back from a hitchhiking post. Normally, I either walk forward, find somewhere better, or I just get picked up. This city seems to be my curse, this Beher. It's now 5:30. I've been here 4 hours in this city trying to get out in different spots. And yeah, the last half an hour has been so frustrating because I was stood next to a little junction and there was nobody pulling in there for the first hour. And then all of a sudden, like 10 cars pulled into this little like dirt track. So they all slowed down. And I thought, oh, finally, they're slowing down to pick me up. But I could see in their faces, they were like a bit embarrassed, like I was getting excited. And they were kind of like, oh, I hope you don't think that we're going to pick him up. Because actually we're just going down this dirt road. Spain's not the best place to hitchhike. I have now found out, at least Andalusia. Seems very uncommon here. Yeah, doesn't seem to be even a thing. I've had a couple of people kind of look at me a bit weird, like what's this guy doing? A bit bewildered. I'm going to get back to the city up here, charge my devices, have a cold beer, and plan how I can get over the bloody Med. How can I get into Africa? I've got to climb up here now, up to the top of this little hill. There's a city on top, there's a bus station up there, and I'm gonna hopefully get somewhere from here. I've lost the battle of getting to Africa, but so yeah, I've lost this battle of getting to Africa, but I've certainly not lost the war. There's other ways and means of getting there, I'm sure, even if it does mean stealing that bicycle and biking over. This hill's a killer now. Normally it's the opposite. Normally you've got the mountains around the town and the town's in the valley, but here it's the opposite. The valleys are empty and the town's on the top of a big steep hill. So I'm back in Beher, had a chill out, had a beer, and found a kind of way forward. So there's a bus actually from here to Algeciras, which is the place I was trying to hitchhike to today, in an hour, luckily. So I'm gonna go there now. Like I said, the plan wasn't to go back, as in totally call it a day and go back to Chiclana. The plan was just to come back to here and try to find a different way forward. I did think about maybe going back for the night, back to the flat. It's not so far away, but I thought if I get back it's going to be so hard to get up early again in the morning, so I'm halfway there basically now. I may as well continue, even if that does mean a night crossing into Morocco, but it'll be okay, hopefully, inshallah. So yeah, I had an hour pit stop in Beher. So yeah, going back down the hill again. Like I said, it's a very weird town. It's built on the top of a hill, and actually when you go, you have to go down to the main road. It's a good 20-minute walk, and then hopefully there's a bus to Algeciras from the bottom of here. So all going well, fingers crossed. I don't know, not should, but fingers crossed I'll be in Morocco by about midnight. So yeah, you can say today's not gone to plan at all. I was hoping I'd be in Tangier by now, having a nice tagine. Doesn't always go to plan when you're on the road. In fact, it barely goes to plan, to be honest. Nice evening tonight. And it is getting dark now. I want to get down here before it gets pitch black because it is going to be dark. It's dark already. There's dogs barking further down the hill. Oh, and a pretty cool abandoned house. See if we've got enough light for me to show it. Hopefully it comes out on the camera now. We've got an abandoned house here. Now if it was daytime I'd probably go in, but even I'm not brave enough as a adventurizer to go in there at this time of night. It's pitch black and God knows what's in there. Don't really fancy sleeping in there. So I'm at the kind of bus station, and I went into the shop and I asked what time's the bus, and she said yeah, it's got 8, and also online it says it's at 8, but a bus just came straight past without even stopping, which was the exact same bus I should be on, to Algeciras. I asked the guy, the kind of guy who works here, I said, is it normal that the bus just goes straight past? He said, oh yeah, it's okay, but you should stop the bus. So I don't have a clue what's going on. Next bus is at 10 if that was the bus. So I don't know. Hopefully at 8 in 10 minutes the bus will come. But if not, then God knows, because I think I'm going to miss the boat today. If not, we'll see. Wow, what a day. I can never say this has happened before. I've been on the road now, what time is it now? It's 7 in the evening, almost 8. I left at 8:30 in the morning. So I've been on the road almost 12 hours now. And it's shameful to say that I'm 15 miles from home, from our flat. 15 miles in 12 hours. This is, even for me, unprecedented. Not my day today. I think I should have stayed in bed today. Yeah, I don't know why. Just, you know, sometimes it's just not your day, and like everything which can go wrong does go wrong. So nobody picking me up, losing the camera, potentially missing the bus, praying to God that this bus comes in 5 minutes time. I should even be here any minute now, and that I get to Morocco hopefully like tonight. I don't know, like 1, 2 in the morning, just to be able to sleep a little bit and not to be stuck in the middle of the Med, in the middle of the, like, God knows what time, middle of the night, get in, God knows where to, God knows at what time, who knows. Oh, thank God. Hola. Un billete a Algeciras. Sí.
7,53.
Gracias. Ah, billete. Perdón, el port es allí.
Todo recto. Sí, todo recto.
Gracias.
Entra al puerto.
Gracias. Yeah, I've heard a bit of a seedy place. Algeciras, as most port towns are. This is the 16th biggest port in the world, and it's the main port between Europe and Africa out of all of them. So it's a huge port. And yeah, this strait of water here, it's only 9 miles. It's the most smuggled stretch of water in the world. So yeah, it's not the kind of place you want to be. I mean, it looks okay actually, not, you know, it looks quite modern. But yeah, not the kind of place you want to be wandering about too much at night time and kind of hanging about, because yeah, there's a lot of contraband knocking about this city as the port's just there. 90% of hashish in Europe, or hash, gets smuggled through this stretch of water, most of it through this port, I imagine, or Tarifa. It's where two worlds meet, this place. So we're gonna go into the port, try and buy a ticket. Wish me luck. Somebody going crazy over here, screaming Arabic. Maybe somebody's not picking up his parcel, what he expected to pick up here. The Puerto de Algeciras. Gonna try and enter here. It's like an airport. Yeah, God knows what the ticket office is. I'll buy the ticket now. I've got a place on my phone, hopefully it matches the same place.
I need a phone number.
Okay. Oh, pretty smooth actually, a lot easier than I expected. I don't know why, but just in my head, the idea of ports is always chaos. But actually, perfectly oddly, you get off the bus, just walk down this long line here, ticket office is here, and you just board over there. And it's pretty cheap as well, worked out like €50 for the back ticket, and it's an open return too, which is pretty good, so you can come back when you want. It's on the Africa Morocco link, so it's a Moroccan boat. We leave at 10:30. So walking around Algeciras, there's already no sign of Spain anymore. All Arabic shops, takeaways, supermarkets. Even in the shop, there was no alcohol. In the Coviran shop, another one had alcohol, but not as readily available as in Spain. Well, even though it is Spain. And this is the El Puerto, which is the helicopter base. So for the 99% of us slumming it, we have to go on the boat. But if you've got decent money, you can just fly over on a helicopter, and it's not actually so expensive. I watched a video, and I think it's about €100 to fly over, which actually isn't so bad. So we've got the Spanish border here, we've just passed, and we're now into the duty-free enclosure, like an airport actually. Embark Tangier. Doors opened, make sure I've got everything, there's no going back. Yeah, this boat's only Moroccans on this boat, apart from me, of course. And there seems very, very few people crossing the strait this time of night. Literally like 15 of us, I think. Maybe the boat's already got people on, I don't know. Okay, boarding the boat now. A pretty big boat, actually. To Spanish turns to French already.
أيها السادة السائقين في ظل فضلكم نرجو من صاحب الشاحنة المسجلة تحت رقم
First impressions of Moroccans. They love to shout, it seems. Spanish are very quiet and never get agitated. Always chilled out. Moroccans seem to be quite loud and passionate, shouting. I like it actually. It's the king of Morocco. Shops in here. Let's have a little look outside. It's dead as well, the ship, so quiet. Let's go on to top deck. Go up top. So happy I'm finally moving. The irony, it took me, what, 10 hours today to go 15 miles, and now it's going to take me an hour and a half to go to another continent. A day of extremes. Yeah, Gibraltar's just over there, I can just see it. Such a mixture of cultures. This boat seems so kind of Arabic, even French feeling. Over there we've got Spain. Over there we've got Africa. I can just about see Africa actually. And over there we've got Britain. And often people think that Africa's something so far away. They think, oh, Africa is like exotic, which it is in many places, but not many people actually realise that actually Africa starts just at the end of Spain. So it's not as far away as people would like to believe. And we're on our way, we're moving. This guy's throwing the final rope, it's gone. That's it. Bye bye Europe. Over here is Gibraltar at night time. This is Spain. You can't really see the rock because it's dark. So we're now exactly in between the two continents. We've got Europe over here. Over here we've got Africa, the African continent. I believe that's Ceuta over here, which is actually still Spanish territory, and then Moroccan territory over here, and our port is just over here. So actually it's not far at all. We've been sailing about half an hour and we're already in between the two continents, probably half and half. This here, guys, what you can see is the most smuggled stretch of water in the world. Everything from hashish to people to cocaine, a lot of it's over here. Also, one cool thing about this boat is that actually the Moroccan border control is on the boat, and you have to go there and get your passport stamped whilst we're sailing. So it saves time when you get into Morocco. You don't have to wait in the long line like you do when you get into most countries. At this point it feels a bit like Istanbul, where you've got the long stretch and you've got two continents either side, and it's only when you're in between them and you can see both sides quite easily that you understand just how close they are. It's like a maze, this place. So we got here okay. It's pretty cold actually, even colder than Spain. You wouldn't think coming to Africa would be so cold. And the first thing which hits you is the Arabic instead of Spanish. Into a different world. Become a pilot. So I got to somehow get into the centre now. I thought that the port here was in the city, but it's not. It's like 40 kilometres out. Got a few people in here. Oh, fantastic. I found a map of where to go. Oh fuck, I have nothing. What do they want, these guys?
They want money, you know.
Ah, money. Oh, okay.
والله ما عندي الخاوة فهمت حنا جينا شوف انا فهمت شوف انا العموم اذا كانت عندي والله ما نزول لك مراتك فهمت
وصافي ساعة مش 10 دقايق
10 minutes.
ها
It's very different. It's
10 grivna.
10 grivna.
Con esto se puede comprar.
I can take a photo?
Yeah, yeah. You can take.
No.
Oh no, you can
Yes.
take it. Yeah. Tengo
Thank you.
muchos.
Thank you.
Buena pregunta. Yo no
You
sé
know,
ahora.
you know. It's how much euros? It's 10 grivnas?
15 cents.
15 cents. In Spain you pay. خلوا بنادم تما تمشي ياخذ
بردوا الشبكة غير هما
شحال باش لي
شتي شحال ساعة هذه مشكلة
بحال ديك ماليطا هاي صافي.
Wow, what a day. So after having such bad luck hitchhiking in Spain, I had such good luck hitchhiking here in Morocco. Literally on the boat, I got talking to a guy. Omar, what a legend. Straight away said, oh yeah, you can come with us. We sat in the boot of his car. We got stopped by the police, but they turned a blind eye. We sat on our suitcases, and what a contrast between, and this is kind of what I expected. So normally in countries like Morocco, I don't know, people, it's a bit similar in Eastern Europe, people are a bit more of a communal, like help each other out in a way. So yeah, what a fantastic welcome to Morocco. And yeah, thanks so much Omar. And his family was lovely as well. He came back for a funeral, unfortunately. But yeah, such friendly people so far, so helpful. And at first sight, I'm pretty shocked by how modern things are actually. Wow. Wow, pretty warm welcome into Morocco actually. So I just went to a guy selling water on the street. And one thing I like about Morocco compared to most of Europe is it's very much 24/7. So there's always people on the street selling stuff. There's always places open, it seems, which is the exact opposite in Spain. And I said, I've only got euros. Can I pay euros? Like maybe 50 cents for a bottle of water. And he said, just take it. I said, oh, yeah, just take it, I don't care. Okay, cheers. So yeah, not spent a penny. Still in Morocco. I've got from the port to the centre, and I've got a bottle of water. Wow, what a warm welcome. I like it. And I'm actually pretty shocked by how modern this place is.
Morocco, they hit.
Bonita.
I love your Ukraine.
So yeah, last night was crazy in terms of getting to a place. And luckily this guy said, oh, we've got a spare, not seat, but we've got a spare suitcase kind of to sit on in the car. Something which would never happen in Spain. So yeah, this guy dropped me off at the, well, somewhere near the centre, but it was still a 40-minute walk to the Medina where we're staying. Got to the hostel, knocked on the door, rang the doorbell like 10 times, no answer. Went to find some lads, some local guys, and yeah, they went back. They were like kicking the door, ringing the doorbell, still no answer. So we went on a wild goose chase in the Medina for like an hour. I was so tired. I've never been so tired in my life, physically, mentally, after yesterday. And I was just a zombie, like, oh, I was gonna literally sleep on the steps of the Medina. But luckily we found a hostel, this hostel here. It's a very good hostel actually for the money. It's like, what, £8 a night? So yeah, these guys saved my life last night because I was ready to just pass out anywhere, and God knows to what I'd have woken up.